Hi everyone, and I'm currently sitting inside a 6,000-year-old passage tomb at an ancient site called Carrowkeel in County Sligo in Ireland. This is a megalithic cemetery and it's one of many in this region, so County Sligo is very, very important for Neolithic Ireland. There are a multitude of Neolithic tomb sites around here, and all of them orientate to a mountain which we can see in the distance from here called Knocknaree, and on top of that mountain is a very large cairn tomb like this one but bigger, called Queen Maeve's Cairn. Now the legend around that mountain is that it's the site where ancient kings were coronated, and that cairn belongs to a queen called Queen Maeve. That's the folklore surrounding that site. So all the Neolithic cemeteries around here all orientate towards Knocknaree. The site where I'm at now, Carrowkeel, has 14 of these passage tombs, some of them that have been excavated like this one, and others that have remained untouched, thankfully. This one, which is, if you come here, this one is letter G, so they all have a letter associated with them. This is the most significant because of its astronomical alignment, which I'll tell you a little bit about later. But some of these sites were excavated in the early 1900s, and some of them were extensively damaged. One of them even shows that they used dynamite to access the inside of it. Anyway, I'm going to switch the camera around to show you inside. So we have a central chamber here. You can see that it's held up by large standing stones, and the roof has overlapping slabs, the largest one obviously being right on the top. This tomb is so sturdy and so well crafted that you can imagine it still being here in 10,000, 20,000 years time. It's really quite amazing. Now, from the central chamber, we have 3 side chambers. And they all have the standing stones forming a circular area inside. So this is the first side chamber. This is the second. And this is the third. Now on top of each of these side chambers there's a little shelf. I'll just take you around to show you the shelves. So these are the shelves on top of the second, and the shelves on top of the first. So let me turn the camera again. So when this was first excavated, they found human bones and cremated remains in here. Not in the central chamber, they were all in the side chambers. And then on top of the shelves that I just showed you, they found children's bones. They're not quite sure the significance of that. Were they part of a family? Were they the parents that were buried in the side chambers and the children on the shelves? Or were the children sacrificial offerings to some important members of society that were buried on the inside of the side chambers? Or were they just children that died naturally and they interred them in this passage tomb? Not really sure. Now inside they also found some grave goods. So they found pendants carved from antler and bone. Some of them were in the shape of axe heads, and they had the hole drilled through the top, so you know that they wore them like a necklace of some kind. They also found broken pottery, 5,000 to 6,000 years old. Now, even though this has been dated to 6,000 years, that's basically the oldest items that they've found here, but that's not to say they weren't placed here later and that the tombs were built much earlier. They don't really know. So as I said earlier, this is one of the most significant passage tombs out of the 14 that are here because of its astronomical alignment. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you the entrance of this passage tomb. You can see the 3 slabs that form the entrance and a very small passage here. I'm just showing you the floor. This was initially a limestone slab that was on the ground of the tomb, but now, as you can see, it's mostly rubble. So what makes this significant is this. This is called a roof box on top of the entranceway. So in the midsummer, the sunset, the sun rays beam through that roof box into this chamber. and that was done intentionally, so it was aligned to the midsummer sunset, and also the full moon on full moons on either side of the winter solstice. The moon light comes shining in through that roof box as well. So none of the other cairns that are here have that same feature. So we don't really know why this tomb had it and the others don't. Perhaps there was someone of more importance that was interred in this tomb. It's called a cairn because it's a mound made of stones. I'm going to attempt to show you from the outside. Now, the reason I didn't start by showing you the outside is it's extremely windy outside and you probably won't hear a word I say. So when I go out, I'm not actually going to talk to you anymore. I'm just going to stay silent, show you the outside, and there'll probably be a lot of wind noise. So let's see how we go. I'm just going to crawl down now through the entranceway, which is a bit of a tight squeeze. Seeing this site, and we'll take you to some other Neolithic sites around here shortly. Bye.